Hello, namaste, peace warriors. How is everybody today? Oh boy, the energy in the universe is good. So I hope you're feeling this. We are all on the right path, and I'm happy for that. So the word that we're going to talk about today and the energy we're going to talk about today is maximize. And this word, the guides and angels gave this to me in the middle of the night, and then I was like, wow. And then I went back to sleep. That's the first. So, and then this morning, the message was that that they're not going to give me. You know how usually they'll give me a synopsis of the word before I go and pull a card and like hear from them. But today they said we're just going to come through as you pull cards. So there's not going to be a really much of a message, a synopsis beforehand, except for that we have ways to maximize our life, and that they're going to give us a message for that. So maximizing your life, I hear these messages just when you do, and I love to like contemplate them as they bring them, and this is one of my favorite things to do. So thank you for working that with me. Also, the other thing that they asked of me is that not only I use my Milo Farm Oracle cards, they're based on the sacred land here, but also that I use my favorite tarot cards. I do do tea leaf readings, and I have other oracle and tarot cards. I'm also read. That's Jake. Hey, he's sneezing. My dog. I read the clouds. I can read just energy, things like that. If you're an intuitive, you know how these are just tools, and that you don't necessarily need these things. You can feel into energy, or you can hear things even without the tools that you're given. So, but they didn't want me to use both of these today. So that's interesting. So we'll see what comes of this. I'm so excited to hear about maximize, because all of us want to maximize our life. We have this short period on the planet Earth, and we want to make the best of it. You know, making the best of it means like being as happy as we can be, and having the life that we've always dreamed of, right? That's what we want. That's what we want. Okay, so I'm going to do the Milo Farm Oracle card first about maximizing your life. And I'm so excited that spring is coming, and I'm going to be able to hike more and feel the energy in the woods, and like just be embraced by the sacredness and the power of this land. You know, just coming home, just driving down the lane, getting here, you just like walk through this door of another dimension. It's like no other. It's like no other. And I am so blessed. And I'm feeling this card right here. So maximize. I'm listening to the guides and angels and thanking them for their message, bringing in my higher self, and bringing all the higher selves that are participating in this, and appreciating the messages that will come through. So the card, the card that we have today is Campsite 2. The number is 7, and the word is adventure. So 7 is the spiritual number. It's the word of knowledge and wisdom. It comes up a lot in these readings. It is the 7 of 20. It is the 7. It is the number of 2023, and that is the year that we are in right now. This is a year of passage, they're saying. We're like passing through, like from one step to another, from one step up. We're going to a step up, they're saying. Campsite 2 is a campsite. We have 2 tent campsites in the East Field, and then other campsites all around the farm. So Campsite 2 is a very, so it is a smaller campsite, and that's what they said, reflective. It's more of a reflective campsite because it can only fit 1 or 2 tents. So it's like a small group. It's a group of bonding and, again, reflection, and like spending time in meditation. It's a place close to on the other side of the ravine from the unicorn forest, and they're showing me it's a bubble in its own. Ah, I didn't know that about that campsite. I've always liked that campsite. It's just beyond the observatory. So, and we have had people stay there, people that have been on a shamanic journey have stayed in that campsite. And we had a camper that left a nature mandala of rocks and flowers and twigs and things in that campsite. So that campsite has been blessed. So I see how it's tied to seven and how it's tied to maximizing. So what they're saying is they keep showing me that mandala, this one specific mandala that this one shamanic camper left for us, and that is the reflecting is a way to maximize your life. So the process of gathering things and putting them in a circle, and that reflection of like, oh, I'm putting the flower leaves here, or the leaves to the flowers and the petals to the flower in this formation. I'm putting the stones in this formation. I'm putting the twigs in this formation. And as you're working through that, you're working through reflecting on your life, and to maximize your life, there must be reflection. There must be reflection. They're saying take time to reflect daily. Take time daily to reflect on your life. If you want to maximize your true potential in your life, it doesn't mean that you have to meditate. It's kind of like the message they gave the other day about contemplation. You don't have to meditate to maximize your life. It's just a matter of contemplation and reflection of where you are. This is where I am. This is where I want to be. This is how I can change things to feel like I'm on that maximization track in my life. And the word is adventure. Adventure. Okay, so they're saying with adventure. So everyone would benefit from taking adventures in their life. And they're saying that adventures are not necessarily, was like go into the woods naked, that kind of thing. Like, let's see if I can survival kind of things. Adventure isn't necessarily, people always think of adventures as like, you're teetering on this line of survival or not. But that's not the case. They're saying the adventure, they keep saying inward. They keep saying inward adventure. Like adventure is a path that you've never taken before. So, like experiencing things you haven't experienced before, and that can be inwardly, they're saying. So, doing your reflection on your kitchen floor, doing your reflection as you take a new trail in the park can be an adventure. Adventure, they're saying, is definition to them is something outside of the norm. So be strong enough to change up your life just a little bit, and that will help you increase your not potential, but your possibilities to getting on your path of maximization. So I love that because someone say I'm not an adventurous person. Well, it just means like just taking a different fork in the road if it feels right. Okay. Wow. So maximizing your life by changing up your routine. Just a little bit. And just a little bit of reflection every day. Yes. So I'm going to set that right side up. All right. I haven't pulled out my Morgan Greer cards. There's all kinds. I love these cards. Readers and intuitives have their favorite decks. This is my favorite deck. I have an old version of it. This deck, Morgan Greer, this is like, I don't know, the 90s version. I have one from the 70s. So this is one of my collections, and I have a newer one from 2010 or something like that. So they're all pretty much the same, just the covers of the boxes are a little bit different. But this this deck always speaks to me. This deck is magical. I can use almost any oracle deck to hear messages, but this one I get the most out of it. So maximize. Ooh. Okay. Actually, I had one on the front, but then another one popped up. So, okay, maximize. Oh, oh my gosh. Okay. So the one I had in front was the card I pulled when it was tied to this last trip that I took. And oh my God. Thank you. This is the card that I pulled on the observation. I went a few places, but one thing, I was on a cruise and I was on the observation deck meditating, looking out on the ocean. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Seeing this whole school of like dolphins in front of the boat. It was like so magical. And I've had a bit of I need a Kleenex. A bit of because of past lives, I like to swim, but it's not my favorite thing. I'm an earth sign, I'm an air sign, so water's not my favorite thing. And I made this connection or friendship with the water that I hadn't had before. Sorry, I'm looking for a Kleenex. My box of Kleenex is gone. And this is the card that I pulled, and I connected with the Pacific Ocean, and she spoke to me and talked about how humble she was. And this card had to do with, the fish and like relating to the fish and the ocean on that meditation morning on the observation deck, and how they're telling me they wanted to remind me of that, and that that is important in our life, to maximize the most of what we have by making friends and truces with the things we fear the most. Overcoming our fears will help us maximize our life and understand why we have those fears. So that's what I did at that time. And I'm thanking them, and I'm thanking the universe at that moment and for this moment. So maximizing our fears maximize our life through our fears, and making the truces with those, and realizing that fears are there to show us something, and working through that and loving them will help us maximize our life. No wonder they wanted me to use this card deck and when it comes to maximize this morning. And I love how like this is like you're seeing all this emotion work through me, and yes, and it's raw and it's real. It's raw and it's real. Hierophant. Okay. So this card, when it comes to maximizing, yes. So this card, they're telling me, is showing me, and I thought about this today, and I didn't know it was going to come up in this video, but so I have had this mantra: love everyone, serve everyone, and don't forget who you are. And I've always like, okay, well, they made me add. They don't make me do anything. I was encouraged to add "don't forget who you are" to my mantra. But then I kind of was thinking, don't forget who you are, but sometimes I don't know who I am. How can I not forget that if I don't know who I am? Well, consciously, I don't know who I am. Subconsciously, I know who I am. You all know who you are. You know who you are. So this is when it comes to maximizing, is reflecting on who you are, and becoming the power behind that. So even though you feel small and like you're nobody, you are so powerful, and to maximize your life is like touching into that, So reflecting into that archetype that you know who you are, and always touching that every day, like, oh, that's, I should have done that. That sucked. If that goes through your head, don't forget that you are a powerful being, and that will help you maximize your life. Like, always take a drink. They're showing me, take a drink of that inner uh, king and queen that you are every day to help you maximize